What I can do, I can empty my pockets. I have a museum in my pockets. Well, the conductor carried his whole office in his coat. If you don't believe me, look at all these pockets inside. This is an original Northwestern Pacific uniform that was worn on the railroad by a conductor by the name of Audley Hill. I acquired the uniform probably 35, 40 years ago. One day in a yard sale, I was roaming around and I actually found a Northwestern Pacific rules and regulations book. And of all things, Audley Hill's name is inside the book. So I actually have his book and his uniform. Yeah, you carried your office on you because the conductor is the boss of the train. The engineer runs it, but the conductor is the one that gives the engineers the orders when to go, stop, run, and whatever. You wound up carrying the rules and regulations for the railroad company for the agreement between the conductors and the railroad to carry. You also wound up carrying all the timetables. This was 1957 timetable. Which had all the stops and everything in it going up, a map of the railroad, where it ran, and up and down, and also a time chart in there so that the train would keep on its duly schedule. And as a passenger train conductor, you had to always write down what happened in your record book. You kept a list of how many passengers you carried, where you stopped, any special freight, any special packaging you had on board that you had to deliver along the way to somebody. You wound up actually having the conductor was kind of an information guy. So he generally kind of kept a major route of all the rails across the country. And this happens to be the connection points from San Francisco clear across the country on the Southern Pacific, Chicago Northwestern, and Union Pacific. So that way, if you were right and you were interested in what trains were out there and you hadn't got your tickets yet, you could talk to the conductor and he could hook you up with what you needed when you got down to the destination in San Francisco. And one of the last timetables that was used on the railroad was this one right here, and it was issued 1996. There's more pockets inside here. I still haven't figured out what they're all for yet. Most of all the old conductors that ran these passenger trains from the 1940s are all gone now, so it'd be nice to find one of those old-time guys and ask him what went in there. And out front, your vest is all full of things, like pocket, the punch to punch the tickets. You got a pocket for your pen. You always kept your pocket watch on hand because it had to be certified by the railroad. And once the conductor's satisfied that everything's okay, he gave the signal to the engineer, and they hauled off down the track. I see by the old pocket watch here, it's time to head on down the tracks. We thank you for joining us today on this video experience. Stay tuned for more programs.